In 1930, Congress decided to fix a bad economy by making it worse. They called it the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, and it was so disastrous that it helped tank the entire global economy. Nearly a century later, we've learned absolutely nothing. Here is how to ruin an economy, Toonsplain. Welcome back. For today's tune, I thought we'd bring in Gary, a resident boomer who's so old he's experienced a lot of the history we're going to be talking about. Hey. And of course Joey, who, due to his lack of critical thinking and thus carelessness in the voting booth, may be one of the reasons history repeats itself. There he goes all condescending again. Relax, we're just cartoon characters. We don't have feelings. So Gary, let's start with a history lesson. The year is 1930, and Congress, in its infinite wisdom, decided to slap massive tariffs on over 20,000 imported goods. The idea was to protect American businesses from foreign competition. You know, make America great again, but shot on black and white film. Right. And instead, every other country just hit us with their own tariffs. International trade collapsed, American farmers lost foreign markets, businesses shut down, and unemployment skyrocketed. It was like watching a chain reaction of failure, kind of like when Joey tries to explain basic economics. Is it very judgy in here today, or is it just me? You guys have no chill. Anyway, I love economics. It's one of my favorite things that I don't understand. Want to take a stab at explaining tariffs, Joey? Okay, sure. Tariffs are like government coupons, but bad. Nailed it. Really? No, you're a fucking moron. Since we already did a tune on tariffs, which we'll link here, I'll explain it again. Oh, because the name of the show is Toonsplain. I get it now. Just wow. Okay, tariffs are taxes on imports. The whole point is to make foreign goods more expensive so people buy more American-made products. But instead of helping, they usually just make everything cost more and trigger trade wars. And history tells us that's a terrible idea. Thanks in part to Smoot-Hawley, America fell into the worst economic depression in its history. But here we are in 2025 and we're flirting with the same dumb bullshit again. That's the part that fascinates me. We know protectionist policies can tank an economy. So why are we doing it all over again? Are Americans just dumb? I assume that wasn't a question for Joey, so I'll take this one. I wouldn't say dumb, but we do have the memory of a goldfish. We barely remember what happened last news cycle, let alone 100 years ago. Fair point, but it's also just easier for politicians to sell economic nationalism. Buy American sounds good until you realize all your American-made products just doubled in price because supply chains imploded. Oh god, supply chains. You okay, buddy? I think I might have accidentally tariffed myself. What? Well, I haven't been able to afford anything lately, and then I woke up here, so methinks the tariffs did this. Joey, are you homeless? You mean nomadic patriot? What happened to the basement you're usually in? Turns out, if everything costs more and you don't make money from your YouTube job, you can't afford stuff. And if you can't afford stuff, they take your stuff, which I think is discrimination. It's literally how money works. Whatever, I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll start a GoFundMe. Or since I'm homeless now, maybe someone will bring me on as a DEI hire. Oh Jesus, fentanyl, mule, and Christ, that's ridiculous. DEI for me, not for thee. Hey, focus people. And this is exactly what happens on a global scale. When you mess with international trade, you create a domino effect. Fewer jobs, higher prices, less money in people's pockets. And before you know it, boom, another economic disaster. So are we heading into another Great Depression? Possibly? The economy's already shaky and tariffs don't exactly help. Countries retaliate, markets panic, businesses cut jobs. It's like setting your house on fire to keep burglars out. I see. So what you're saying is, I am the economy. That's not at all what, but like if I get my life together, that means the economy gets better. No, but if policymakers made smarter choices, you might not be sleeping on the street. Yeah, that seems unrelated. It's not. The whole thing is by design. Politicians know tariffs hurt consumers, but they don't care because it sounds good. And there's another layer. Tariffs create chaos. You know who benefits from chaos? The people already in power. If the economy crashes, the working class suffer first, while billionaires just move their money somewhere else. Exactly. They upend global trade so they can justify emergency policies, market bailouts, and crony capitalism. It's a controlled demolition of the middle class. Yup. Classic deep state stuff. No deep state conspiracies, just regular greedy politicians doing exactly what they've always done. Oh, but the Illuminati are involved though, right? Oh boy, he's impossible. Impossible! So to recap, the Smoot-Hawley tariff was a disaster that made the Great Depression worse. We're repeating the same mistakes because Americans either don't know history or don't care. Tariffs hurt workers, screw over consumers, and serve the interests of the ultra-rich. And if history keeps repeating itself, we might be looking at another major economic downturn. Donations welcome. Like and subscribe. See you in the next tune.